الحمدلله. چی برنامه امروز؟ چی قصه؟
امروز ما در پارک لکچم شدیم از خاطر تظاهرات برای مظلومین فلسطین و برای مظلومین غزه. امروز
What's happening in Palestine is not just a headline.
In Gaza, journalists are losing their voices every day. Since the war began,
we impose sanctions on this country, on Israel, so that Israel will stop their genocide.
Them are the most vulnerable children who deserve the same rights that any child in the world deserves.
But it was as simple as this. Someone decided to come in and go, nah, this is mine now. Quote unquote, get out, this is mine now.
Palestine! Free Palestine! You've joined a global movement to say stop, to end the genocide against Palestinians.
نزدیک دیگه مردم جمع شده یه دیگه از مختلف کمیونیتی ها دیگه هر رنگ و نسل و مذهب دیگه اون قصد که خاص کر دیگه باعث افسوس است دیگه که از مردم از مو کده یا بگی از مسلمان ها کده و از مردم از خودون مو یا مسلمان ها دوش بگیم دیگه تقریبا زیادتر تعداد چی خدا دیگه اتفاق میده یعنی لا دیگه از جنجرونگ هم ده بچه قصرهای دور هناك شبتان والله دیگه بودم آیا
نه بلدی چیز آدم ما تقصد باشد باید باید نه
او سلام علیکم کرولای بندان شیخ خوب بخیر جاشم جوره بخیر
اشرف خوب جان جوره
الحمدلله. چی برنامه امروز؟ چی قصه؟
امروز ما در پارک لکچم شدیم از خاطر تظاهرات برای مظلومین فلسطین و برای مظلومین غزه. امروز کال کرده که میجی چمشین امروز روز یک شنبه 24 اگست می جمع شده کال کرده تمام آمده و اینالی پروتست کرده ساعت 12:30 بجه گفته شروع میشه. از اینجا تمام حرکت کرده موری تا می جای از ام پی که هسته سیم بیریال پیش دفتر از اون اختتام میشه.
و این مخصوص از گروه
این برای امروز که هسته تقریبا این در پورے آسٹریلیا کال شده تقریبا مگه در هیستری آسٹریلیا این از تمام کلان نیشنل وایت پروتست است که تقریبا در پورے آسٹریلیا حدود تقریبا کال شده مگه 38 تا 40 سیتی است منش دیگه لذا به مخاطر اینا در شبتانه یک شاخصیه که اینا امروز برگزار کرده. منی ازی شما گفتین که یه از گروپ نیه منی ازی بینگرین همینجی از تمام مردم است حتی از موقع زیاد همی انگریزا همینجی مقصد اینا تو خوب باید که در این روزا مو باشه فلسفه آزادی فلسفه کربلا تحریک ممسین خلاف ظلم است باید مو اینجا شدیم اگر توخ کنی اینا از هز یک انسانیت توخ کنیم که تمام شمینج امروز جمع شده برای زی پروتست. لذا تشکر منم از شما از تمام از برادراس کمیونیتی از ما که آمده امروز زمین جمعه و اظهار یک جهتی من کرد مظلومین غزه کرد مظلومین فلسطین. از شما بسیار بسیار تشکر جور باشید.
تشکر. من گردین دیگه اون کربلایی گفت از تمام مردم است دیگه رنگ و نسل تمامی دیگه یعنی شاید شروع شد دیگه از بعد بس ویدیو بانید.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن أمير المؤمنين عليا ولي الله.
یک چیزا بود که با این پروگرامی جماعت با جماعت نماز رک نمیشتم که خوب بود جاترا خبرم بود نه جاترا خبرش نیا وضوی ندارن نام دادم تر
راح يصلي بس الظهر أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله لأن وراها لازم الشيخ يقرأ الفاتحة أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله للشهداء أشهد أن عليا ولي الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله.
On behalf of the group who have organised this and other events in Shepparton in support of Palestine, I'd like to welcome you all here today. My name is Bill Heath and I'm from Marukna and Tatura, and I thank you all for gathering to demonstrate to our politicians and to our wider community that a great number of people care enough about the death and the suffering of Palestinian people to gather and march today, along with, no doubt, hundreds of thousands of people across our country. We say to our community, to our government and to the world and to Israel that we will not accept the killing and starvation of Palestinians, the supply of arms to Israel, and that countries around the world must come together to impose sanctions on this country, on Israel, so that Israel will stop their genocide now. More than 200 years ago, the British came and commenced a genocide in this country against indigenous people because they wanted the land, because they believed that the indigenous people were less than them, and because the world did not care enough to stop them. Today, on the other side of the world, for the same reasons, another genocide is taking place. Zionists have come to Palestine because they want the land, because they believe that Palestinians are less than them, and because they believe that the world does not care enough to stop them. We are here today to say that they are wrong, that Israel cannot take the land, that the Palestinian people are not less than them, but that they have the same value and dignity and rights as every other person, and that the world does care enough to stop a genocide. Unfortunately, our group was not able to organise a local Indigenous people to speak today, so in their absence, I offer this acknowledgement. Today we pay our respects to the traditional custodians of the land on which we live and now gather. We remember the lives that were taken, the children that were taken, and the land that was taken. We recognise the past and ongoing injustices that have occurred and are occurring, and we commit to work to treat Indigenous people justly, with respect and generosity. We've arranged several people to talk to you today. After the speeches, we'll leave this place outside Sam and march about a kilometre to the office of our representative in Federal Parliament, also called Sam. At that place, I'll tell you about another Sam and make some suggestions about how we can think about dealing with our politicians and actions that we can take now and in the future. I'd now like to introduce to you our first speaker, the Reverend Chris Parnell. Chris is president of the Shepparton Interfaith Network. The networks seek unity in diversity and harmony in difference. Reverend Parnell will be speaking to you about how we are all keepers of the flame in many ways. Please welcome Reverend Parnell.
Titanium string social cohesion applies to us here in Shepparton. Why? Because we are one. We tolerate each other, we get along with each other, we work beside each other. We walk down the street together with each other. We shop in the same places, we get our haircuts in the same places. We go to school together. These are the things we do. Our social cohesion is strong. We're not known for racism in Shepparton, we're known for harmony. Now, as an introduction to this, I just want to say something about the religious communities here in Shepparton. When you greet Muslims with the peace of God. You say, Assalamu alaikum. Now tell me, what do Muslims say back? Immediately, Muslims give the peace of God back to you. This is the foundation of their faith. They are people of peace. They are not people of conflict. I speak about the Hindu community here in Shepparton. They have a saying, when they describe God, they talk about Satyam Sivam Sundaram. God is truth, goodness and beauty. And the moment you say something about God, you're saying something about yourself. That you are truth, you are goodness, you are beauty, you are right conduct, you are right action. This is who you are as a people. I talk about the Christians. Lord Jesus said that there are many rooms in my Father's house. If there were not, I would not have told you. Well, who's in those rooms in his Father's house? The Baha'is are there, the Ahmadiyya are there, the Sunnah are there, the Shia are there, the Sikhs are there, the Muslims are there, the Buddhists are there. All these different religious groups all have a home in the house that Jesus said was his Father's house.
Hello and thank you. These are Kayla's words. I want to begin by saying something personal. Right now, I physically lost my voice to illness, and even when I'm well, public speaking has always been difficult for me. Something in my mind takes me over and makes it hard for me to share the words I so desperately want to be heard. It feels gutless when I think of what people in Gaza and other war-torn countries face every single day. And yet, I can't always find the bravery to use my own voice to show support. But pen to paper, that is where I feel most comfortable. Writing, sharing stories. That is why I must share my words here today, because this is the way I can contribute, then I must. And I want to start talking about voices. In Gaza, journalists are losing their voices every day. Since the war began, more than 100 journalists and media workers have been killed, making this the deadliest conflict for journalists in modern history. These are not soldiers. These are people whose only weapon is a notebook, a microphone, or a camera. They are paying the ultimate price for simply reporting the facts. And if they cannot tell their stories, how can we ever truly know what is happening? When the reality feels distant and we feel helpless, what good will it do if we can't even hear the truth? Think of Walid el-Dahoud, an Al Jazeera bureau chief in Gaza. He lost his wife, his children, and his grandson in an airstrike. Yet, in his grief, he returned to the field to continue reporting. His courage and his commitment to truth should humble every one of us. As a former journalist myself, I know what the role requires: to listen to different voices, to put aside bias, to tell the story as it is. But when I read comments on local community pages about this very march today, I feel disheartened. It made me think, if I were reporting on this, how would I cover it? I would speak to different perspectives. I would report the facts, and I would make sure people understood why we are here, because marches like this serve a purpose. They raise awareness, they educate, they invite people to open their hearts and open their minds. Too often, the dismissive or hurtful opinions come from fear. It feels easy to say, it's not our issue, or it's happening too far away. But if you spend a few hours reading, watching, or listening, you cannot turn away. The truth changes you. And this is why we cannot stop speaking, writing, reporting, and making noise, because silence helps no one. My time working at Greater Shepparton Secondary College gave me another perspective. I worked with students who had family caught up in this conflict, students from war-torn countries, from refugee backgrounds, children who carry trauma beyond anything we could imagine in our lifetime, let alone as our childhood. These young people are more resilient and more courageous than I could ever hope to be. And for them and their family, that's the least I can do is use my voice. A small impact is still an impact. And together those small impacts become something greater. For the innocent women, children and men who have never had the chance to use their voices, we gather in solidarity. Because whether it's across the road here in Shepparton or across the seas in Gaza or another country, we are all human, and every human deserves to live safely and freely. This is not simply another war. This is a humanitarian crisis, and it needs a human response. End the war, end the starvation, and let our voices, every single one, be heard. Thank you.
You've done well. Thank you. Thank you to Kayla and Catherine. Now, next we have some young people, 3 young people from Shepparton to talk to you.
Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay my respect to the elders past, present, and emerging. I also extend my respects to any community leaders and elders who are standing with us today and acknowledge their contributions to their communities and to Australia. Thousands of children who face a reality no child should ever know the life filled with fear, hunger, and thirst. These are not just numbers, they are kids with names, dreams, and hopes. Boys and girls who once played in streets, who should be in classrooms drawing pictures, learning letters, building their futures. But instead, they are waiting in endless lines to drink clean water. Some who go to sleep with nothing in their stomachs. Some don't even wake up. The sound of laughter is replaced by the sound of bombs. The comfort of a warm meal is replaced by the uncertainty of when or if they will ever eat again. Their playgrounds are turned to rubble and homes into ashes. And though the remaining children still dream and they still hope, but hopes need help and resilience need reinforcements. And that's where we come in, not as experts, but as normal people. As human beings who cannot stand silence in front of an innocent child suffering. Palestine is more than a place on the map. It is home to millions, and among them are the most vulnerable children who deserve the same rights that any child in the world deserves. Because every child deserves to drink clean water, and every child deserves to eat.
Thank you for being here today. We are all standing together because we refuse to stay silent in the face of injustice. What's happening in Palestine is not just a headline, it's a human crisis. Entire families are being wiped out, homes, schools and hospitals reduced to rubble. And for what? No one should have to live like this. No one should have to wake up wondering if today will be the day they lose everything. This is not just about sides. This is about people. This is about children being buried under the very homes they once felt safe in. It's about parents searching through rubble for their sons and daughters. It's about basic human rights. Rights that are being denied every single day. We're told to be quiet and we're told it's complicated. But we see the truth. We see one of the most powerful military forces in the world crushing a population that can't even leave their own land. That's not complicated. That's oppression. And still, Palestinians continue to resist. Not because they have weapons, but because they have hope. Hope for freedom and hope for dignity. Hope for a future where they can live without fear. That hope deserves our voices and our actions. So we're here today to say enough. Free Palestine and stop the killing and stop the silence. Stop pretending this is normal because it never will be. Thank you everyone for listening.
For an issue to be reserved first, you first have to see the issue. You have to see that there's people behind these cries. Before you see that they're just deaths and statistics, you have to realize that that's a person there too. There's a soul behind that person that was given. A soul that should have lived just like me and you. Just like they have voices that can't be heard, I have a voice and I'm here to speak for them. My grandma once lived in one of these homes, a home full of love. She was happy. She had a lot of things she wanted to do with her life. But it was as simple as this. Someone decided to come in and go, nah, this is mine now. Quote unquote, get out, this is mine now. What if I went into your house and said, this is mine now? You would go, no, that's mine. No, it's not yours. And now I live in a foreign country. I'm more than grateful to be here today, but I should be able to live in the country that my grandma once called home as well. She was a child just like you and me, but she doesn't get to live that way. As the clock ticks, tick, 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 blood drips. Blood of my ancestors drip. There's children in alleyways that don't get to eat today. Now, just like today's Sunday, oh, I blink and it's Monday again. Yeah, that's right. But there's no Monday there. There's no days of the week over there. There's only days that go by. But we don't know if the night's going to come. You don't know if they're going to eat again. You don't know if their sacrifices mean anything. They don't get to speak over there. But we have voices too. Just like me and you, they have dreams. But their dreams are more like survival. Do I get to eat tomorrow? Am I ever going to learn anything? Does my language mean anything? Does my culture mean anything? My grandma didn't know if that culture was ever going to be preserved. She said, you don't know if that's going to be a meaning any day. But today I'm here, and I'm happy to be Palestinian Lebanese, and I'm more than proud to have a voice for them. Thank you.
Have our final speaker before we begin our march, and this is going to be Mustafa Abbasi. Mustafa grew up in Shepparton and is a psychology graduate working in the field of mental health. He's an active member of the Afghan community and strives to promote the well-being of the Shepparton community as a whole. Today, Mustafa will talk about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and the need for us to take a stance against the ongoing atrocities. Please welcome Mustafa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Mustafa. Some of you might know me, some of you might not know me. The introduction was done, and I'll try to keep my speech short. Today, we talk about Gaza, Palestine. And I want to use this opportunity to shine a light on Gaza, a place that often makes the headlines when tragedy strikes, and only when tragedy strikes. But yet remains forgotten once the news cycle moves on. When it always comes to tragedy and calamity, you think Palestine. When you think of prosperity, happiness, it's another country. So today, I just want you to imagine. I want you to close your eyes just for a moment. And imagine this. It's late at night. Explosions shake your home. You scramble to hold on your kids very close to you. Your kids, your very own kids. These beautiful young kids that we have together. I want you to imagine this is you. Night, trying to hold on to your kids, in the middle of scrabbles, and you're trying to survive. This is the reality of people in Palestine right now, my dear brothers and sisters. Words is one thing, but when you truly feel and experience what these people go through, it's a different thing. Gaza, as we know, is a home to more than 2 million people, living in one of the most densely populated areas in the world. For 17 years and even over, Gaza has been under blockade. People now even call it an open-air prison. Open-air prison was never in history mentioned for a country, my dear friends. But today such a reality hits us where Palestine is considered an open-air prison. An entire country, or specific parts of a country is considered an open-air prison. This should be an eye-opener for us. But even prisons have more rights than the people of Gaza, and that's the sad reality that I wanted to point out. In prisons, as a prisoner, you have right to certain things. You have right to have your meals on time. You have the right to use your bathroom. You have the right to clean water. The people in Palestine don't have these very rights. This is the condition of such leaders, or I should say this is the reality of the decisions of such leaders that we have in the so-called world today. Now let's talk facts a bit. Gaza's population right now is more than 50% children. More than 50% children. Imagine half a city, or a country, let's say, country of Palestine, being 50% children. Yet these children who grow up, they don't grow up with playgrounds. They grow up with rubble, with dust, with destruction, with the fear of always that there's going to be a bomb blast in the place where I'm living right now. Now, 90% or 97% of Gaza's water is unable or unsafe to drink, which means parents have to give their children a dirty water, knowing that it can make them sick. I want you to just really think about this, my dear friends. You have water, but you know that this water is going to make my child ill. But if I don't give them, they're not going to survive either way. And because there's no other option. Access to water is a basic human necessity that the children and the people of Gaza does not have right now. Electricity, it's been cut off. Very limited. Over 80% of the population demands humanitarian aid. That means without help, most of Gaza does not eat whatsoever. I'm sure you've seen pictures on social media, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on TikTok, whatever social media platform you use, you see children who are malnourished, parents who are super fatigued, tired, and you can see their conditions just by pictures alone. This is the condition of the people just a few thousand kilometers in a country across, let's say, the Middle East. But are they on the same planet as us? Yes, they are. They live on planet Earth. Just happens to be a few thousand kilometers away from us. We must understand that in the face of oppression, silence is not neutrality. When you say silent, you're not neutral on the topic. You are simply complicit in that matter. Silence is a killer, my dear friends. Standing up for Gaza means standing up for basic human rights. That's not about these people are of different ethnicities, of different races, different language speaking people. No, this is a humanitarian issue, my dear friends. The right to food, the right to shelter, the right to healthcare, the right to education, these are basic human necessities. It does not specify or specialize in a specific ethnicity or group of people. These are rights for everyone. These are universal human rights. And more importantly, the right to live free from fear.
Free, free Palestine! 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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! To the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Free, free, free Palestine! 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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine
يا علي.
Gaza, Gaza, don't cry! Ireland will be free! Gaza will be free! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
I'd like to thank you for your cooperation and peaceful participation in the march. Could I just ask people to maybe move as much as possible into the car park, just so that the police are a little more comfortable that no one's going to be in danger. So I'm your last speaker for today, and we've heard some inspiring and moving speeches. And I'm mindful that we're about to move back into our normal life. Therefore, I'm going to offer a few last words and ideas about how we can think about working with our politicians to move them forward and improve their response to the atrocities that are occurring even as we meet today. So I'm going to talk to you about sheep. And I hope that talking to you about sheep might help you relax, but I don't want it to put you to sleep. And the reason I want to talk about sheep is because I think in a lot of ways politicians are like sheep. I grew up on a sheep farm at Marutna, and so I've been chasing sheep since I was able to walk. And I think I've learned a few things about how to move sheep from one place to another and how to get them to go where you want them to go. So here's a few things that I've learned about how to move sheep. The first thing is they like to stay in a mob. And like politicians like to stay in Parliament. And they'll do almost everything that they can to stay in Parliament. And we can use that inclination to stick together to our advantage. The second thing I'd like to say is that not all sheep are... The second thing I'd like to say is not all sheep are alike. There is a small group of sheep that like to be out the front. They're comfortable to move ahead of the rest of the pack. They're able to take a few risks and to separate themselves a short distance from the rest of the group. And we can use those leaders at the front of the group to get the rest of the group to go where we want them. Now with sheep, we normally find them a bit of green hay, and we lay that out in a trail for them. And that might be through a gate or into another paddock. I'm not going to tell you who the leaders are. You will recognise them. They might be the Greens. They might be Ed Hughesy. They might be even recently Penny Wong and the Prime Minister. But we need to encourage those leaders in our Parliament. We need to encourage them with emails. We need to congratulate them on the work they've done. And we need to encourage them to go forward in the direction that we want. The second group of sheep and the second group of politicians is by far the largest group. They are largely followers, and they rely on the leaders for direction. As long as we make a little noise and provide that direction to them, they will move in the direction that we want. So today you might have noticed passing around a petition. The petition is asking the Australian government to make a statement about whether Israel is committing war crimes, crimes against humanity, illegal collective punishment, whether they're proposing ethnic cleansing, and whether Israel's actions even today are an active genocide. You know that, I know that, and I think the politicians know that, but we have to force them to acknowledge the truth. And of course, there's a third type of sheep. Sheep that drag their heels and they hang back. They are resistant and frightened to move. Now, this is not always their fault. Sometimes these sheep have had a bad experience, or they have serious problems. They might be old or pregnant. They might have an eye or ear infection, and they might be lame. We had one sheep on our farm called Sam. Sam was not old or pregnant, but he was half blind and half deaf, and definitely lame. Sam caused us a lot of problems, but we did not hit him or throw sticks at him or put the dogs onto him. But we did have to give him a lot of our attention to get him to move on, because he could only see out of one eye. We had to get up close to him, and because he was almost deaf, sometimes we had to shout. But we never tried to hurt him, because deaf and blind and recalcitrant and frightened and lame as Sam was, and as much as we might have wanted to get rid of him, he was still one of our sheep. We just needed him to keep up and move with the rest of the mob. So too with our Sam. He appears to be able to only see out of one side and to hear with only one ear. And he refuses to engage and defiantly refuses to move. And so we must give our representative Sam some extra attention. We must get up close, and we must speak with a clear voice and make clear to Sam that he needs to keep moving forward. So for Sam we have some special materials. We have some paper here and some pens. We ask you please, we invite you to write a clear and respectful message to Sam. We have some tape, and we can put the tape, so their messages, onto the glass areas. We'll leave them up, we'll take a photo of them, we'll send the photo to Sam, and then we'll remove them. I believe that there is a genocide occurring, and the world must do more to stop assisting and arming Israel, including Australians stopping sending weapons and aircraft components. Sam also refuses to acknowledge a genocide, and he refuses to insist on a ban of the supply of weapons, and his refusal to sanction Israel makes him, in my mind, a genocide bystander. I have told Sam that I intend to make him accountable for his actions and for his inactions. So I will be writing and placing a sign today. And so to finish, I cannot speak for the Palestinian people or the people of Gaza and the West Bank, but I believe I can speak on their behalf. So on behalf of the Palestinian people, I want to thank you for your attendance today, for your message to our parliamentarians, to our community, and to Australia. Thank you very much.
First pro-Palestinian marshalling group. We've taken part of our first action as a bunch of amateurs, but I think we did an amazing job. Today, Shepparton sits as one of the safest, most conservative seats in all regional and rural areas across Australia. We have got Liberal, Nationals and One Nation members of Parliament. We are at least 72% racist. Today, what you have done is taken part on something beyond just Shepparton. You've joined a global movement to say stop, to end the genocide against Palestinians, but also to end the oppressed all across the world. So I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you for taking this brave step, showing your faces, standing proud and loud with those and remaining on the right side of history. If you want to join the marshalling group, let us know. We're the ones with the bands. Free, free Palestine! Free!
People just come and write on the...
Okay, the paper is up already for them to do. So we just... So until they need to say...
Hey. This is so good.
Yeah.
Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine.
He was nominated, then we done that and then this. Yeah.